how lofty were your dreams? I mean, what does that 6-year-old think?
Yeah, I think everyone hopes and dreams to play college football and beyond, but it's been exactly how I would have loved for it to happen. It's kind of going that way. So, like I said, it's an honor to be here, and I'm so thankful to wear cardinal and gold, and every day it's fun to be a Trojan.
You came back. You didn't have to come back. Loyalty.
Yeah, I felt like I had myself and as well as this team a lot more to prove and continue to get better, and I think it was just the best situation for me to be able to graduate and walk in May. I walked in May, and then I got 1 unit left, so it just felt right. It felt perfect, and I'm glad I did it.
What's your last class in?
I have an 8-week, 1 unit first aid class, so I'm ready to dominate that and the season as well.
So life is good. It's been a good summer.
Yeah, life is great. It's been a great summer. Great off season, and I'm just staring at Thursday, August 2nd right in the face, and I'm ready to get going, and just super eager right now.
And you've always been hungry and motivated. It's never slowed with you.
No, I believe I've always been pretty self-motivated and just wanted to be great and do everything I can for my team, and I look at it like that. They're my motivation, and I want to be the best I can for them. So I love our teammates. We share the same beliefs. We're very competitive, and we're all just ready to get really great, get ready after the season. Inside our locker room, absolutely. We know exactly what he's done and how appreciative we are for him to have him here. I think he's he's taught us all so much more about life than just football. He's created us all to be great young men and taught us life skills, and I think that's something that we value so much about Coach Helton. It's just not all football with him. He walks in every day. We're going to get the same guy from Coach Helton every single day. We know who he is and what to expect, and that's what we love so much about him, and we're so thankful to have him here.
If it's your first 2 years, you go to win the Rose Bowl and win the Pac-12, what do you have to do to be one of the best starts ever by a first-time head coach?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we're just focused on what we can do as USC. Inside of our locker room, we have our expectations for ourselves, and all we can do is go out there and play our brand of football and continue to get better every day. And we got our support from Coach Helton, and we support him as well. And we're super excited to get ready to get going for this 2018 season, and I mean it's going to be a fun one.
Hey Kevin, how does your defense prepare for these new rules against hitting, aggressive hitting, I should say? How do you prepare yourself for that?
I think it makes us a little more cognizant of playing safe. I mean, all these rules are trying to do is create a safer game, allow us to play longer, play more football. That's what in the end that's what we want to do because we love the game. So if these rules are just teaching us better, safer ways to tackle and help us out, and I think there's no preparation needs to be started, or you don't think about it before the game, but you do think about it because I'm just trying to be safer, and I don't want to get out of the game. So let's just pick our heads up, and that's important for us.
Who do you think the best quarterback is in the Pac-12 that's not on your team?
There are a lot of really good quarterbacks this year, and I think they all offer something different. KJ Costello came in really late last year and blew it up, and I feel like happens a lot with Stanford. They find their identity a little bit late, and then they just blow up, and they're going to be a really great team this year. Khalil Tate again kind of came onto the scene a little bit later, and he's absolutely blown up this entire country, and then you go up north to Oregon with Herbert, and then there's great talent all around, and I think we're just looking forward to playing these guys and Sunday or Saturdays with them, and it's gonna be fun.
Porter has been described as a freak athlete. He will endorse that.
Yeah, for sure. He's a freak in all sorts of ways. He's so disciplined and he just wants to be great, and he constantly thinks about that. And I've gotten really close with Porter, and I just truly admire what he does for our team and all the the I mean, we look at him like we kind of all want to be like him, but it's tough because he's trained his pretty much his entire life for his body to be like that and respond that way. So I look at him like true inspiration, just to kind of be a part of him and work out with him. And I'm just trying to get as much knowledge as I can about my body and eating and bettering myself through him. So he's a freak of nature.
Cam, is there anything that he's done or you've watched him do that you've tried to implement yourself, whether successfully or not?
Yeah, well, I mean, believe it or not, like I'll have, I'm craving something sweet. That's like my biggest sweetness is something sweet. I love candy and sour stuff, and I swear I think about Porter. I think that I'm like, would he look at me and say, man, what a disappointment you are right now. So, I mean, he's just, his discipline, his level of, passion for what he, to be great is something that I think about all the time. And I like I said, he's an inspiration to me. It like motivates me to want to be better. And I mean, it's my last go around. I got one more shot to leave my legacy here and to be the best player I can, and I'm giving it my all because of him and with his help and for the rest of my teammates.
Who do you think will win the Pac-12 North?
I think I was talking in there, and I feel like there's so much depth and such great talent in all the Pac-12 right now, and you never really know what's going to happen on Saturdays, and that's the cool part about Pac-12 football. You just never know who's gonna take it and who ends up playing better than the other that day. So you never know, and I think we got so much talent in all of the Pac-12, and I'm excited to see how this season plays out.
Who's your favorite opposing player to watch?
To watch. I watched last year. I got to watch a little bit of Khalil Tate when it's Colorado. He played, I think, 2 games before us, and that was like one of the quote unquote like stupider games. Like that was just insane to watch. And what a great player he is, and as well as Bryce Love and. I get to watch a lot more offensive tape because that's what we're watching of and to prepare for. So it's really cool to see these guys come here and play so well in the Pac-12. So it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be just a fun one to compete against these guys.
You mentioned some of the good quarterbacks that you faced. I'm wondering, when you're playing a quarterback, what's maybe a trait or two that if they do that well, makes it hardest on you for your job?
Yeah, I think, for example, Luke Falk. Last year, that was one of the games that I made sure that I watched a lot of film of what he was doing, some pre-snap stuff and what he would switch into, and there was times where we would like almost battle against each other when we were changing our calls. So the guy that prepares really well, knows his offense inside and out, and then as well as knows our defense and what we're doing with it, and that makes it tough because they can switch and call a new play, and I got to be on my toes and be able to call something new too. So. Those guys that have that ability and pre-snap reads and stuff make it tough.
We know you're really close with Sam. I'm wondering, in spring and PRPs that you guys have had, how different has it been on the practice field with him not, playing him?
It's only, it's different just because we had that comfortability of having a guy that we knew exactly what it's going to be like when he steps on the field and stuff. But luckily we've got 3 great guys that are doing their best to show their uniqueness and how they can lead our team. And we have an older guy with Matt Fink who's seen Sam lead the team, and Max Brown as well be a leader, and just kind of their different variations and styles. And then Jack Sears who's showing his athleticism and his difficulty for our defensive cover to play against him. And I think he's done a really good job. And then JT's coming in and doing his thing as well, and just kept his head down and just focused on improving. So I think we're in a good position with three guys, and no matter who, whatever happens in fall camp, and we got their back, and we're ready to go no matter what happens.
You guys have been through this before, with the quarterback competition. I'm wondering, What do you feel like is the defense's responsibility in practice, knowing that it's not settled over there?
Yeah, right. I think, and we've actually all talked about this with our defenses. During fall camp, we're going to give every quarterback their own challenges because we're comfortable in our defense. We know what we're doing. With our third year being here, it's our time it's our job to challenge them and to disguise our coverages, to get after them, to talk to them, to get in their head, because that's what they're going to face when they see the opponent. So no matter that's our role in terms of just the fall camp and getting these guys ready and getting the offense ready, and then I think we plan to just when the season starts, it's our job to get the ball in their hands. So.
Cameron, what led your decision to come back for your senior year?
I think that I had a little bit more that I wanted to prove. I felt that I wanted to be an All-American. I think that the linebacker All-American flows off the tongue really well. I wanted to graduate. I wanted to finish my degree here. And not saying that if I would have left I wouldn't have, but it feels good that I'm done. I don't have to come back. I don't have to I don't have something holding over my head that I need to still accomplish. So and I have more that that I want this team to accomplish. I think that we have such a unique opportunity to face more adversity, to find our identity and to pursue goals that we still have left. So it feels good to be back. I totally believe that I made the right decision, and I just want to enjoy it with my teammates and win as many games as I can.
Do you feel like this team has the toughness to contend for a national title?
Yeah, I truly believe that. I think this offseason has we've pushed towards that. Our leadership and our culture have definitely grown in ways that needed to, and we totally welcome that. And I think that we've played against great teams across the country, and we welcome that competition. And we know we just need to keep getting better and grow from week 1 to 2 to 3 to beyond. So yeah, totally.
Porter was saying that the Ohio State game was sort of a little bit of a slap in the face in that regard, that we've still got a ways to go to match a team like them or an Alabama just a couple of years back. How did that manifest itself when you got back, whether it's the summer practices or weight room or everything that goes on?
Yeah, I think I hope for every team, their goal is to end the season with a win, because that's the bowl game or the championship. That's a win. So and we didn't. So that's something that's definitely been in the back of our mind, motivation to push, because Ohio State was one of the best teams I've ever played against. Great team, and I love that we got to compete against them on a very big stage, and I think that made so many of our guys better because we got to face that great competition. So pushing through the off season and helping us as a team as a whole was huge. So like I said, we welcome all that competition, and for us to get better, that's who we need to play, and we all welcome it.
Would it be fair to call that game like something of a wake-up call?
A little bit of
a wake-up call? No, I think we're woke. I think we're woke. I mean, we played a great team against Alabama, and then we played Penn State. We play great teams every year. Stanford, we play Notre Dame, we play a great Arizona team. So it's not like Ohio State was the first great team we've ever played, but they got the best of us that day. But that's in the past. All we can focus on now is the future and week 1, and it's getting better from that game on.
Is there anything about, not to dwell on it, but is there anything about these were the important games, Notre Dame, Ohio State, anything about those games that you guys do feel like you've learned from that you can carry into this year?
Yeah, I think all those games rely on us to be together as a whole, together as a team, and no matter what happens during the game, it's important for us to continue to grow and have each other's backs and love each other and be brothers, and that's what's important. It's never it's never anyone's fault. It's we got to grow as a team, and I think, like I said, those games are always either in the front of us or in the back of our heads, knowing that it's motivation for us to get better, and that's our goal.
In terms of kind of keeping together as a team, if you look at the numbers, you guys are undefeated at home when you play. You're actually not in coincidence, I don't think. So what about it, the road? Do you feel like sometimes could get the best of you?
I think, anybody's. It's tough to play on the road. That's just, you're not with your fans. You're not. It's not comfortable. Whatever. You got to travel. Whatever. It's how it is. But we have to rise above that and play our football no matter where we're at, no matter who against, and no matter what time of day it is. So, and that's what something that Coach Ellen preaches every day is we don't just get to roll our helmet out there and beat people. So we got to show up, and we got to play our best, and no matter, like I said, no matter who we go against, we got to show up every day.
Congratulations on your preseason win. Thank you. Back to the team. You've got a proven captain of this team, defensive and offensive. What are your goals that you set for yourself for this season that you want to accomplish?
Oh man, like I said individually, I said before, I want to be an All-American. I believe that. I've always dreamed of someone introducing me as, hey, this is Cameron Smith, linebacker, All-American, USC, whatever. So that's always sounded good, and that's something that I'm striving for, to be the best for myself, but for my team as well. And I think something as well as winning as many games as possible for this team, with this team. So being a guy that's accountable and holds people to a high standard, but it brings people along. They talk about. A great leader isn't a guy who creates the most followers, but creates the most leaders. So I've worked a lot with Porter and our leadership committee on how we can get as many guys as we can to be a part of us and to buy into us and who we are, and make this continue to grow this program and move only in the right direction. So I want to leave something of a tradition here. Yeah, something that's new. Where I've talked with Coach Helton a lot about almost like a high school feel. Like I had so many deals with high school where we, the captains we'd have dinner every Thursday night or what, something like that. Where it's like we're trying this year to, the seniors are gonna, after the last day of fall camp, we're all gonna jump off the high dive into the pool. Like a good see ya, it's your last fall camp. Just something that is a remembrance of. And then I come back in 10 years and they're like, oh yeah, remember when you guys were jumping off the high dive for the first time in 2018? Well, we're still doing that. Something, just a remembrance of the 2015 class that came in, and there's still got a lot of guys playing, and I think I just want to leave that here and be a guy that's remembered.
You are a legacy player as a linebacker. What have the other previous linebackers like Chris Claypool, Willie McGinnis, what have they imparted on you? Because we've seen you run at the legal every game, and you're fitting in just like the rest of them. So what have they imparted in you that's helping you get to this?
I think those guys that were here before Porter and I and John and those guys are the reason why we wake up early in the morning. In my opinion, I think Porter would say the same thing. Is those guys started it all. They created what USC means to people and the tradition of excellence. And I think that those guys every day, like I said, they motivate me to wake up and want to be like them. So seeing them and hanging around at the opening and especially having them come to practice and involve themselves in our program and doing anything that to help us become better players is important. And I model my game after some of those great guys.
You were talking about
what did you think of Khalil Tate when you played against him?
same question I made.
The same question. I think I watched 2 games on him before he got to. I believe that was the case. I'm sorry, that's far a little bit in the past, but he's so dynamic and such a threat to defenses. Whether it's him throwing the football or him running the ball, and I think those dual threats and those option quarterbacks are tough to handle because he can do a lot. And so I think I'm really excited to play Arizona this year. I think they have a great team, and as well as a lot of other guys. I think like I said before, the talent in the Pac-12 is awesome this year, and it's going to be a really fun season.
I know it's hard to remember, but that game you guys were up 28-6, and then Arizona, he kind of led them back, and it was 35-35, and then you guys pulled away. But did you think that you kind of had him down at some point in the game, and were you surprised that he?
You don't ever think you have him down.
No.
Yeah, that's if you think that, then you're mistaken, because I've seen him in the few games that I've watched get out of anything and everything. So. Like I said before, he's a great player, and I look forward to playing against him.
Did his Sarah old teammates, give you any hints of how to play against him, or did they warn you about anything?
I mean, they didn't have to warn any of us because, again, like I said, we saw his ability on tape. But yeah, we have a bunch of Sarah guys, and we all talked, and it was a fun game because it's like I played against two of my high school buddies, and I could only imagine how much fun they were having being able to play against another guy that was on their team. So again, that'll be another one we all look forward to.
What's special about this USC team this year?
What's the what?
What's special about this team? What's different from the rest of the team?
I think we have such a unique level of, whether it's guys that have a lot of experience and have played a lot of snaps, or guys that are coming in, or guys that have been here that are just needed a spot to open for them to shine. So I think we have guys that are totally opened up and ready to dominate and have great seasons, and I think that our culture is better than it's ever been. I got a bunch of guys that are bought into what we're trying to do and want to win. And I think that's something that makes it so special for all of us is how competitive we all are. We all really share the same common goal and same belief in ourselves, in our heads, and just love playing with each other. It's a very close group, and it's gonna be fun.
Ken, what's an average day in the summer and the off season like for you? What do you like to do for fun, and what are you doing with some of the guys just this downtime, I guess?
During the week, so we work out at 6. I get done about 8:30 while we run and then lift, and then I'll go eat breakfast and hang out for a little bit, and then Porter and Jack Sears and I, we've been going to yoga about 3 times every week because that's when it fits best with our lifting schedule on some of the harder days and stuff. But so I've been trying to get as much as I can extra in and something to set me apart from everybody else, and it's been fun, and we've been doing that. And on the weekends I like to head home and just kind of get refreshed and spend some time with some of my friends before I don't get to, and I enjoy we do a lot of shooting and going out and going out and enjoying like the outdoors and stuff.
What kind of shooting?
Like we'll do some trap shooting in the summertime, or like if it's winter, then we'll get up and go waterfowl hunting.
So that's cool, but some guys would have been basketball. So.
Oh no, yeah. I guess I should have realized that. But no,
What you said yoga? What have you learned from yoga? What's been challenging, and what's your most difficult pose to get into?
I think something that's challenging with yoga is the balance and being able to hold some of the poses that necessarily don't, as football players, don't go into a lot. So we work a lot of muscles that are smaller and that are just a little bit different, like I said, than we are working when we're power cleaning or squatting or whatever. So, and I think that's what has been like what I'm benefiting from the most is being able to get these positions and hold it and find my balance and kind of push myself to the limit and breathe and I think it's going to be great for football because I'm going to find that point where it's the end of the game and I need to find that inner part of me that keeps going. So it's been great so far, and I'll definitely keep going throughout the season, and I think it's a great activity.